Welcome back to Peace, Love and Tarot. This reading is for Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. And Leo, this is your weekly intuitive tarot reading for April 13th to the 19th. This week for you, we have the Keepers of the Earth Oracle card. We have the Buddhi Yogic Path card behind that. We have the beautiful energy of the Star. With the Five of Pentacles, the Hanged Man, the Four of Pentacles, the Knight of Cups, and the Ten of Wands. So just before we go to the tarot, let's have a look at the oracle cards here. So the first oracle card you have is Buddhi. So Buddhi is all about, coming back to a sense of acknowledging your inner wisdom and your intellect. So, it's really about sort of, coming back to the heart space and silencing the mind. It's still acknowledging the intellect, but it's about coming back to your, your intuitive centers, the heart, the gut, the third eye, because sometimes the answers that you seek are, well, actually I'm going to say always the answers that we seek are within us, not external. It's kind of like that hanged man energy. That hanged man is, seeking wisdom. So I think a lot of you maybe have been seeking wisdom about a situation. If you've been looking for that externally, this is a reminder to turn inwards, to silence the mind, to really tune into your body, and the answers that you are seeking are there. And we have the beautiful Keepers of the Earth Oracle card, which talks about not being alone and that your ancestors and spirit team are beside you this week. And should you need them, all you need to do is call on them. So I might just read out the first part of that one for you before we go to the tarot. You are so supported. You do not stand alone. You have a magnificent team of helpers, both in this world and of the earth, who are here to help you every step of the way. Call upon them for assistance. They are here to help. The Keepers of the Earth acknowledge the work that you have done already and are ready to work through you. They bow at your feet and thank you for wanting to stand for them, to devote your life to protecting the earth in your unique way. Beautiful. So all you need to do if you feel like you need greater assistance is call on your spirit team, Leo. Okay, and I think some of you may have been feeling like you need to do that because in your recent past, we've got the Four of Pentacles and Five of Pentacles. So I'm definitely seeing some level of hardship in these cards around your resources, most probably financial, and this could be, obviously guys, the big theme going on at the moment is that many people have had to scale back their work and many people have lost their income or had to go on, government welfare, which obviously is just enough payment to, just pay the bills or not even quite, and having to dip into savings, that kind of thing. For those of us with investments, they've obviously gone down, share markets, superannuation funds, everything's down. And it really, can give us a sense of hardship, doing it hard, feeling like a bit of a victim in life, feeling like we need to hold on to our resources and really bunker down at this time. I mean, we see in the Five of Pentacles here, these two people, they're really feeling so hard done by. They're out in the cold and they're without proper clothing and footwear and probably hungry, no bed for the night. Yet they're passing that beautiful refuge of the church, which is the Hierophant, our sense of faith, hope. But they don't see it because they're so consumed in their negativity, in their misery, in their sense of lack. And the idea is that the more that we're in that energy, we just attract more of it and we end up in a self-perpetuating cycle of lack. And obviously we lose our connection to our, to our Buddhi, to our sense of, inner knowledge, to our sense of hope, faith, spirituality. That's what's happened to these people. And yet if they could just open their eyes, be like the hanged man who is shifting his perspective, they would see that there's actually a sanctuary right there for them. So some of you may need to shift your perspective on the situation at the moment and to, really try to be positive and try and find the silver lining in a situation, because when we change our energy like that, that's when we start to shift our perspective. That's when opportunities also start to come in for us because we've actually shifted our energy field to attract again rather than just to stay stagnant. The Four of Pentacles, really shows somebody who is holding on for dear life to what they've got. But sometimes if you can loosen your grip a little bit, that's again when energetic resources of money and opportunities start flowing back to you. So, 5 is the number of conflict in the tarot. It's obviously that you've got a lot of internal conflict that might be going on. But number 5 is also the number of change. So when I see the 5s, I always say that change is the antidote to conflict. So you need to ask yourself, what do you need to change in order to get past the situation that you might be in, the sense of lack, or for some of you, it might not be related to losing a job. It can be the sense of isolation and withdrawal from the fact that we're all having to spend time at home as well. And that, for some of you, that might be really difficult. Some of us are, used to running around and being, living very extroverted lives, and it can just be that sense of, feeling miserable because of that, because the Five of Pentacles also talks about isolation, feeling left out in the cold, feeling disconnected. But what we need to make sure is that we don't disconnect from our sense of spirituality, from our sense of hope and faith. That's why we've got the star here, because the star is all about hope and faith. So yeah, I feel like it's some kind of release that needs to happen in order to shift your perspective on the situation. The Ten of Wands is, about the fact that you're carrying some kind of burden, some kind of weights on your shoulders, and maybe a sense of additional responsibility. I feel like it's strongly linked to the sense of mindset, or this attitude of lack that we see in these cards here. So what it's really saying to me is that we need to release that first. That needs to end in order to shift your perspective and maybe get some good new ideas of how to move through this time, or to, attract the opportunities into your life that are going to help you overcome it. The 10 could also indicate that there was an ending, maybe of a job or something that led to the situation. But I'm really seeing the 10 in this reading as the fact that we need to release the current way of being and thinking in order to shift your perspective and move forward again. The Hanged Man, is somebody who has been feeling stuck, who does feel a little bit stagnant and suspended in life. Obviously, many of us are feeling that way at the moment, and the Hanged Man is coming out a lot. But use this time to release what's no longer serving you, and to gain that inner wisdom and knowledge. He's hanging here and he's just waiting for that aha moment, that sense of enlightenment, that idea of how to make money a new way. That whatever it is that you're seeking, the Hanged Man will get to that point where he has that knowledge, has that idea, and that's what will release him. And sometimes that takes a full, 180-degree perspective change in your thinking. So try and release the old paradigm, the old, structured way of thinking, and, really think outside the square this week. That's what I'm seeing here with the Hanged Man. They always also talk about dying the death of the Hanged Man, which is kind of going through that process of, first of all, you might be in denial that you're in the situation, or that this is happening, or that you've lost your job, or that you've lost money, whatever it is. Then we kind of go through the bartering, the anger, the depression and sadness, until we finally get to a place of acceptance. Acceptance that we're all in this together. Acceptance that some of us have gone through great loss and we can't get it back. But there's no point in dwelling on that now. The acceptance is the point that you surrender to what is, and that's the point that you can really move forward again, because you're releasing all of that weight, that you have been carrying about the negativity of the situation, or wanting to get things back to how they were, or expectations that haven't been fulfilled. So it's all about acceptance, release, surrender, and that's what turns the light bulb on. That's when you start to get back those creative ideas and those sorts of things, because you're not, using all your mental energy to think about what's been lost or think about the past. And that's when things shift, What a beautiful star energy here. The star is the calm after the storm. It's actually the card that follows the Tower in the Major Arcana. So I think this has been a Tower moment for a lot of you. Tower moment can be that sudden change in your life. The Tower can also be a great revelation, that can be that perspective change, releasing an old pattern, that kind of thing. But either way, the star is a card of restoring your hope and faith in the universe, in the fact that this is just a time that we're going through that's going to lead us somewhere greater. Yes, I know you're feeling vulnerable at the moment, maybe stripped bare of an identity, like that job you went to 40 hours a week, or maybe a relationship's ended for some of you. But in our places of greatest vulnerability is also a very juicy, potent time for opportunity, for growth, for expansion. The Star is actually the Divine Wish Fulfillment card. So this is a time to manifest new desires for yourself. Literally make a wish on that star. But the Star also, it really asks you to put some time and energy into rebalancing yourself emotionally, to healing, taking the rest you need. It is a card of renewal. And through that process, that's when you actually get that sense of rebirth. So there is a sense of rebirth happening here, moving from this place of lack and negativity and being caught up in the past to, okay, I'm open, I'm vulnerable, I've been stripped bare, I've lost, I've had losses, but there's something really beautiful about that, because there is a sense of, well, now anything's possible. I've got space to put something new in place where the past was. And like I said, that's the energy shift that begins to attract new people and opportunities into your life. I don't think the Knight of Cups would have been coming in for these people, and they wouldn't have seen him if he arrived. But this person here, the star energy, the reborn person, the person who's vulnerable with an open heart, attracts the Knight of Cups. So there could be someone coming in, Leo. It could be a water sign, doesn't have to be, but it could be a Pisces, a Cancer or Scorpio. But either way, the Knight of Cups is someone who comes in and brings you an emotional offer, something that can be emotionally fulfilling for you. So yes, it can be an offer of love, could be an apology, or it could be, an offer to for some kind of work or financial opportunity that's going to be fulfilling for you as well. The Knight of Cups can be someone who's quite charismatic and magnetic, and comes in for the person that's open to receive, who's also magnetizing that. Now, I wanted to draw a second card for the Knight of Cups, and I got the King of Pentacles. So the Knight of Cups could also be your King of Pentacles. In the Oracle card, Keepers of the Earth, we heard about calling on people when you need to. Well, the King of Pentacles could be someone coming in as well, maybe an Earth sign, potentially a Taurus. But the King of Pentacles is somebody who is extremely abundant. Like, it's completely the opposite of the Five of Pentacles. He's the top of his suit. He knows about the equation of how to build abundance. So I feel like someone could be coming in to guide you towards that this week. Could be someone who is a bit older than you, someone who's a bit of a mentor, father, father-in-law, husband, somebody like that, boss, mentor. I said mentor, I said it twice now. Somebody who understands how to take an opportunity and expand it into great abundance, and understands that it's an ongoing process of manifesting. And, I really feel that's going to be greatly fulfilling for you. You could even end up with some kind of romantic connection to this person. But the King of Pentacles knows how to take maybe one little pentacle, just the little bit of money that you might have left, and how to expand it into something far greater. If it is a person that's coming in terms of a romantic sense, the King of Pentacles talks about trust and commitment. This is someone you can trust, and somebody who may want to form a deeper commitment with you that can really end up manifesting into something material in the tangible world. So it could be a relationship that can end up in the home and the building a life together, building an empire together. So it's a really beautiful card to see with love energy, because it really talks about abundance, going the distance, trust, commitment, stability, and all of those things. So I love that energy at the end, Leo. It's kind of a little surprise out of the surprise coming out of the rubble of what could have been a Tower moment for you. So Leo, I'm going to leave it there. I hope you enjoyed the reading. Do keep in mind it's a general reading, so it won't be for every one of you guys. Feel free to leave me a comment, because I always love to know how it's resonating and playing out in your daily life. And I'll see you back here next week for another reading.